All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today, we're going to be looking at global trade news. You know, these reports, they could be a little bit dense sometimes. We're
Yeah,
going to break it down,
absolutely.
make it clear what's happening in the world of global trade.
It's interesting because when you think about it, most people think of global trade as this big, huge machine, right?
Yeah,
But when it comes down to it, it's all these little decisions, millions of decisions happening all over the world.
that's a great point.
Yeah.
So what is global trade news telling us, or some of the big things happening right now?
Well, the first thing that stood out to me in this report was that global merchandise trade actually hit a record high in 2022.
Oh, wow.
$28.5 trillion. Dollars.
That's a big
A
number.
huge number, right?
But there's a but.
Yeah, there's always a but.
There is a but. Growth has actually slowed down significantly.
It's a record high, but a slowdown. What's causing that?
Well, there are a few things that are kind of contributing to this, those supply chain disruptions.
We all remember those pictures of the cargo ships just kind of stuck
Oh, wait.
at the ports. Yeah, we're still feeling the effects of that. And then, of course, there's always the geopolitical landscape.
The geopolitical landscape. I feel like that's a phrase that gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
What does it actually mean for people like me?
Well, it's basically just how all the relationships between countries all around the world are impacting trade,
Mm.
you know? So you've got rising tensions between these big economic powerhouses. Sometimes countries get into these trade wars where they start putting tariffs on each other's goods or sanctions, and that just creates a lot of uncertainty.
Right.
Businesses don't want to, go all in on expanding internationally if they don't know what's going to happen.
Makes sense. So we've got record trade,
Yeah.
but a lot of question marks about the future. How does all of this affect, me going to the store?
Yeah, well, you've probably seen it yourself. Maybe you've gone to the grocery store and some of the products that you're used to are suddenly not there, or you're shopping online and you see that the prices of certain things have just gone way up. Those are the kind of day-to-day effects that we're talking about.
Wow. And, I was looking through the report, and it seems like it's not just global events that are affecting us, but also this change in, like, what customers care about.
Absolutely. Customers are way more aware these days than they used to be. They want to know where their products are coming from, how they're made, what kind of impact they're having on the environment, and, are the workers being treated fairly? These are all things that people are starting to think about, and it's really pushing companies to rethink their supply chains.
It's interesting to see how, like, things that are happening on a global level can also influence individual companies and consumers.
It's this feedback loop, right? The world affects us, and
Right.
we affect the world by the choices that we make.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I think so. We've covered a lot of ground here. If we had to sum up the state of global trade in like 3 words,
Mm.
what would you say?
Dynamic, interconnected, and ripe with opportunity.
I like that dynamic, interconnected and ripe with opportunity.
Yeah,
It really does feel like there's so much happening and so much potential for change.
absolutely.
Well, this has been a really interesting deep dive.
It has.
Thank you so much for breaking it all down for us.
My pleasure.
And to all of our listeners out there, as you're going about your day, think about this. We're all part of this global system.
We are.
What role are you playing in shaping the future of global trade?
That's the question.
That's something to think about. All right, everyone, thanks for joining us. We'll be back soon with another deep dive.
See you next time.